Hello everybody, and this is a red tape performance. So here it is. Thanks Percy for that, and now it's time to start the music. And this is a number called As Fresh as a Daisy. It is a lovely day, the election went to Labour, and people talk about Australia being a republic. And that could get better, yeah. Oh yeah, it could, but I know something better than any politic news could get a bunch of daisies and give them to your girlfriend and make sure that she is very happy about it. And then you ask your mother if you could take her out if it is on a school night. Your mother said she should think about it because she knows what you're like. So she decides to think about it all week. You'll get all frustrated because was not like her to do it that way, so he felt to everybody very weird. Then out of the blue, my mother said, I will let you go, but you have to be home by 10. And if you don't, I will ground you for the rest of your time at school. Or maybe I'll send you to boarding school. And I went away singing, this is going to be as fresh as a daisy, and I am going to have so much fun. This is as fresh as a daisy as I count down from 10 to 1. So I went on my trip to the New Year's Eve concert, and every band was very, 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 very good. We partied very hard, and I got into a fight with a crazy thug who wanted to steal my girl. I told my girl it was time to go home, or I'll be grounded, and she told me to get a life and walk with the thug in front of the crowd. And I was lost in the crowd of people I hate. And then I realized it is New Year's Eve, and it's a holiday tomorrow, and I rang my mother, telling her to get a life, and then charged to the front of the line. But when I got there, she felt very happy in the arms of the thug, and I said, this is going to be as fresh as a daisy, and I am going to have so much fun. This is as fresh as a daisy as we count down from 10 to 1. My mum was so upset she left the house and head straight to the Triple H studio, and she drove through many red lights because she was in a rush to stop her son from making a mistake. When she got there, the place was packed, and it is like trying to find a needle in a haystack, yes, yeah. But she survived through Woodstock when she was 7, so she was like in a walk in the park for her, and she was ready for this rocky walk. The music was loud, and she was complaining so hard because she started to get a migraine headache. And then she found her son, and he was shocked to see her, and he said, I want this to be as fresh as a daisy. I want to have so much fun. I want to feel like I'm fresh as a daisy. Please, Mum, can I stay from 10 to 1? My mother said she was disappointed that I lied to her, but she did understand me why I did, because the things got up to at Woodstock. She couldn't really judge anybody for it. She just wanted the best for her son, and that will never ever change. But she has to realize that the son has to make mistakes to really learn a lot from life. Yes, this night is as fresh as a daisy, partying on New Year's Eve. It is as fresh as a daisy as they count down from 10 to 1. That's a very good song about learning how to be a great mother. And our next song is about knowing how to understand when great minds think alike. but we prefer to call it Precious Minds. I was getting ready for a day of fishing, ready to catch a beauty with my dad, and have him say to me, "You're the best son," and I would say, "You're the best dad," and we'll kiss, and everything is very cool. Then my dad drops me off home and went to his home, and we both lied on our beds. You see, me and my dad have similar patterns, maybe because we are the only men in the family unit, and my mum and my sister don't share the same interests. And my dad, and that made the relationship run smooth. And then one day, just out of the blue, I said I was going to leave home and want to live with Dad, and my mum and my mother and sister flipped their lids and told me not to be stupid. I got into a big argument and told them both where to go, and in about 30 minutes, Dad came in and said, "I'm moving back in," and I ran out to tell him the news, and said he told me I suppose it was good news, because I have my whole family back into my life again, and that is why Precious Minds think alike. Me and Dad made the same move. To closer each other, his was more logical, and we stuck to that, and our precious minds think alike. My mum and sister weren't happy at all, because they didn't really like that man. He walked out of my mother's life when my sister was 4 and never paid much attention to her. And now that he knows he has a son, he will suddenly waltz back in. It just sounds real weird, especially when Mum has another man who she admires and loves, and she can't love Dad even if he's changed because of what happened in the past. But I favoured Dad because my stepdad was a cunt, didn't really give hoots about me, and also when I was about 8, he accidentally, on purpose, locked me in the cupboard so he could sort some criminal business. When I told my mum, she wouldn't believe, and kept on seeing her man, and then suddenly Dad confronted her about it and said that this was his house and threatened to throw her out, and that is why Precious Minds think alike. My dad is the only one in the family who loved me, and no one could deny that, not even my sister. And God forbid she bloody well tried, and said she will go and live with Mum, and to let our precious minds relax once in our life. So my mum and sister and stepdad moved out, and I want my grandmothers, but me and Dad were ever so happy because we were finally with each other. We are 2 peas in a pod, me and Dad, and our thoughts will always be the same. And as I got older, I will make mistakes. He punished me for them, but we still remain good friends. And that is why our precious minds think alike. It was hard at first being used to Mum, but things were definitely for the best. Both me and Dad thought, and our minds are definitely precious. Me and Dad, oh yeah, Happy New Year! A while ago. The next song is Thomas, My Bestie Is Coming for Tea. I was walking home after school, walking very slowly because it was a hard day because I got into trouble. I took some ice out of the home economics freezer and put it down this girl's blouse, and I ran away laughing, because then I had no friends, and I was beginning to think I still didn't. And then suddenly a bike started skidding behind me, which made me very scared. When I looked around, I saw no one but the school bully looking straight at me. Ooh! And I yelled, "Don't hurt me, cunt! I will give you my lunch for 4 weeks in a row." Thomas told me he had no beef with me, and then he praised for the ice in his blouse stunt and wished he had thought of that. And from that moment, we were besties, and nothing could split us up. Not Mum, not Dad, or any of the teachers. We were kindred spirits for life. And then out of the blue, I asked him over for tea. And with my family being very conservative, I had to tread very carefully about telling them the whole truth about Thomas. So the next Saturday night, I and Thomas went over things, and things went very well until my sister said Thomas is a school bully. And when my parents confronted him, Thomas didn't deny it. But then he said maybe he should be the school bully. But now I am reformed to be the perfect friend. It took a few hours, but my parents agreed that Thomas is right for me. My sister was crying because her brother is a whole lot better, more loved than her. But I didn't care because the world got better because I had Thomas, my bestie, over for tea. Thanks everyone, and have a good day. Bye-bye.